Well, hello everybody, and welcome to episode 129 of the Let's Play world. Between episodes, I've just been doing a little bit of playing around, so kind of figuring out how big I want rooms to be. Like I'd mentioned in the last episode, hoping to have a staircase that'll carry on to the next level of our base. Started fleshing out some of the walls and where I think those might land. I think what we're going to do with this space is eventually turn it into a bedroom. I think that'll be real nice. And I've started moving in some of my items into our storage facility here. I had mentioned last episode that I was thinking about doing an arch, and I still think we can do that and somehow come up with some sort of interaction here. I think it's all going to be really cool. Down in the smelter area, same deal. I started fleshing this out a little bit. I moved the lever from the floor up to the wall. And let's see if I can get over there. You can kind of see I lengthened our pulse extender. We had these pistons kind of firing over and over and over, and adding one more comparator sorted that out. So the smelter system works really well now. In fact, we could probably do a little bit of smelting right now. One thing I brought over from our base was all of the netherite we have. And you can see we have 5 ingots and 14 pieces of ancient debris. So I'm going to grab those, and I'm also going to grab a few stone bricks. And I want to smelt those too, because I'm noticing as we're going along, this is starting to look a little bit flat. And I would like to start adding in some different materials and some cracked stone, things like that, as we go along. So let's go ahead and throw some stone bricks in there, throw our ancient debris in there, and we'll turn the system on, and we'll let those do some smelting. I've been doing a little bit of thinking about how I want the bottom of this tower to look, and you can see I've played around a little bit with some different sized circles. I think we're just going to do black stone up to about here, and I want the black stone to be just a little bit flared at the bottom. So once we have enough black stone, I'll start working on that. The other thing we need a lot of is going to be deep slate, because I want the exterior of this place to all be deep slate. So far we've kind of been building the guts, but we haven't put any skin on the thing. So I can kind of show you what I mean here. If we fly out a little bit, out towards our lodge, and then turn around, doesn't look much like a real building. It's just rooms that are kind of floating there. And I want the exterior of this to all be deep slate. So I think we're going to start with that today and see if we can come up with some deep slate so we can start working on wrapping this thing in a shell. Last episode, I had talked a little bit about exploring the area around here, and I decided we're not going to do that. And I'll tell you why. I don't want to do a lot of exploring because 1.20 is on its way. You know, it might be a month away, it might be 3 months away, but it is on its way. 1.20 is introducing some new types of loot. So you got your suspicious sand and your armor trim templates and your sniffer eggs. Also, there's going to be a new biome with the cherry blossom grove. And if we start exploring and kind of revealing parts of the map, that means we're going to have to go farther to find those new biomes. So for the near future anyway, we're just going to stick close to base, work on this, do lots of building, lots of mining. And speaking of mining, we've got our mine over here where I've been collecting blackstone, but we also need a lot of deep slate. And I was thinking, over here we have a portal that leads down to an ancient city. Right here. And we have pretty well gone through this ancient city and removed all of the shriekers. So it's fairly safe. There might be a couple of stragglers, but it's pretty clear. And I was thinking one thing we could do is just go through and tear out all of this deep slate. Now down here at the deep slate layer, we could just start mining, but the reason I was thinking about doing it here is because nothing can spawn. So we would be relatively safe to just kind of go through and clear it all out. I was looking on Chunkbase at our seed, and there's actually a lot of ancient cities underneath the mountains around us. And so once 1.20 comes out, we can go looking for, the armor trim template and some of those other ancient cities, because we have pretty well explored this whole thing. The other thing is there's a lot of skulk around here, and if we got us, a diamond or a netherite hoe, this is a lot of XP that we could come down here and use to heal up our tools and all that. Well, before we go tearing this whole thing down, let's do some traditional mining, and we'll see how dangerous that is. I forgot how sketchy it is hanging out down here. It's just real spooky. I know nothing can spawn, but every once in a while you'll see a little cave or something where it's like, oh, something could spawn up there and just kind of wander down. See, I see you up there. And then all of these guys, like you're just waiting to hear a shrieker. Spooky. Well, I did just a little bit of strip mining and came up with a fair amount of stuff. Some cool ores, even found some diamonds, and a bunch of deep slate, and I think that'll give us a good start. It might be kind of cool to eventually come down here and strip out all of the rare stuff, like the lanterns and the cracked stone and stuff like that. All right, let's head back to base and get some stuff done. Okay, I've gathered up a bunch of blackstone, some regular blackstone, some polished bricks, and some polished blackstone. And I'm going to take this and head to the very bottom of our base. And I want to get started working on this tower. So what I imagine here is it's going to be a little bit wider at the bottom and kind of come together up where this ring is here, and then be very kind of straight up and down from then on up. And eventually, once we have water down here, we can make some sort of like braces or roots or something to make it look a little bit more substantial. But today I just want to get a little bit of a start on this blackstone column. That's a pretty good looking start. That is also all of my blackstone. So I'm going to have to do some more mining and continue working on that. At the beginning of the episode, we threw some stuff in the smelter. And there it is. We've got some cracked stone and some netherite scraps. I'm definitely going to replace some of this with some of the cracked stone and that sort of thing just to give it some more texture. But we also might work in maybe some deep slate or some andesite, because this, like I was saying, looks kind of flat, and I think we can do better. To wrap up today, I want to head back over to the lodge, because a few of you have asked how the hedge maze turned out now that it's sat in the snow for a little bit. And the short answer is it's pretty cool. Be kind of careful over here because there's a lot of powdered snow. Let me switch my boots here. Snow boots. Okay. So we built this hedge maze over here. And I added in some snow so that we'd get a little bit of a path. Put some steps. And yeah, you can see, looks really cool. The other thing I want to show you is right over here, I've got something that I stashed away. Pop up this snowbank here. There they are. I've got a couple of goats that I saw up here on the mountain. One right here, got one right there. There's a few more running around, but didn't want to lose them because I think next episode, I want to build a goat horn farm. And I've seen some people do it in kind of an automated way that looked pretty interesting to me. So next episode, we'll do a little bit more work on the base and we'll build a goat horn farm. And I think that's where I'm going to wrap this one up. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had fun. Please like and subscribe if you want to follow along on the adventure. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.